now drained.
I'm back!
But these are solar batteries, though. They will recharge.
With no panels.
Yeah, they've essentially been ripped apart and had the safeties taken out to transfer all their power that quickly.
Basically, you're going to have a much harder time sorting it.
Well, it's my expertise. I'm going to, then, if it's a bit more difficult, I'm going to try and, not sure it's the right term here, repair and highbane and repair the batteries. So either take them out and replace them with new ones, or refix a solar panel on it so it can charge again.
Well, if you take it out and crack this thing open, there is a reason they don't normally transfer their power that fast. You could fix it, but you'd need to sit down at a station with equipment and then take like all the melted solder off from them reheating and fix all the circuits.
Well, I know just the place for that. I'll head into the uni building and find myself a lab. That's not a solar panelled lab. Actually.
Well, you'll be in a good position to kill them all if they breach the building.
I'll be killing myself as well, but... And I also realised you said solar panels there, and...
It'll be worth it.
17.
Fine. Just attach this laser to me so I can fire it once and die.
Yeah, okay, that's my plan. Not that, exactly, but I'll fix the weapon, and I'll leave the batteries alone for now. So the weapon can be reused if it's be plugged in with batteries. Okay, and for the benefit of Bane, nothing much happened. We've just been looking at the new weapon.
Oh, the bomb.
Yeah, which I then used and immediately used up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went and found this, like one of the nearby small buildings that they didn't think it was in. Found a wall he didn't think was load bearing and tested it.
Good job, wall load bearing.
Oh, and apologies.
As you're on your way in, MacGyver, is there any chance you could rig something up to stop the dust getting into the area the way they want?
Dust? There's an issue with dust?
Yeah, they were about to collapse a bunch of buildings or something, weren't they?
Yeah, they about to collapse a bunch of buildings, make a dust storm, is what Opal said.
Yeah, collapse the buildings, which obviously would block off a bunch of exits and kick up a dust storm.
Well, there is this marvellous invention. You'll be really impressed with what it's called. It's called a room indoors. Look, what we do is you go inside and we shut all the windows and doors and we wait it out.
About that. Look around at all the windows I've probably just finished breaking.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, from the 3rd floor and up will probably be fine.
Basement doesn't have windows. Have you broken the basement?
Have you broken the windows of the basement? That'd be quite impressive, to be honest. Also, I want to point out, they have bombs that blow up buildings.
It's not the most bizarre thing I've seen today.
No, I mean, if we're in a building and we become too much of a hassle.
Obviously, this is most a full clan come out and brought the works with them because they know that if they get this right, they think they can get this right and it will be a big payday.
Yeah, they've got the stuff to just blow the building up, kill us all, and dig the shit out.
But no, we're here, do they?
So
you have been sat in the open in front of the uni building while they've been sneaking around.
We've not been subtle, and they did cook literally a full meal, and there's been smoke for the past 20 minutes.
Hear me out. I'm gonna go try and shut down as many of those devices as I can. You guys try and make sure none of them get too close.
On your own?
I'm pretty good at running.
How's your stomach?
And I've just had my dinner, which means that nothing can take me on right now.
Okay.
I'm at my best right now.
To be fair, even because you've got what, 2 wounds still, you're still faster than
one
all.
wound.
You've got 1 wound. You're still faster than all of us, even while wounded. So.
You sound very confident. I'm inclined to believe you. Good luck.
Exactly. Don't worry, guys. It all works out in the end.
You shouldn't be doing exercise for like 20 minutes after you've eaten.
But that's the time when I've got the most energy.
No, that's swimming.
I've just put food in.
It's swimming you're not supposed to do 20 minutes after eating. Exercise
Don't worry.
is fine.
Don't worry, robot. I'll handle this.
I believe you.
So, Dan, you're gonna tell me this is crazy. I'm intending to just try and sprint around the place as fast as I can and just get between each of those laser cutters and just put a few rounds of full auto into them and then quickly keep sprinting.
You're gonna try and...
That, A, you don't know where they are, B, you don't know how many people are in there, and C, you don't know if that would set them off. Also, D,
You don't know if that do anything.
are planning to sneak?
See? You've established all the fundamental reasons why this plan's going to work. Let's go!
It's a 1,000,000 to 1 chance! They always work!
Alright. I'm marking them down as dead in my databases already.
Well, I was going to say, this time, Tom can't have any complaints about his death.
Yeah, this one's entirely self-inflicted at this point.
Like, I'll try and use cover and just hope that I'm better than they are.
The problem is, the cover might be a building that you just shot and set off a bomb which is going to collapse it.
Ah, but then there'll be a dust cloud covering me, it'll be great.
Yeah, and a building covering you as well.
They're firing at a fast-moving target, I'm firing at stationary targets. Who do you think's got better odds?
So what are you doing? So what are we doing while you're on this suicide mission?
Kill anyone that comes close.
Yeah, you just, like, make sure they don't, like, launch an assault until I've managed to do this.
Test bed. If you see any of these scavs, apply medical attention with this, and I hand you the gun.
Oh, that's the renowned medical gun, isn't it? You shoot at someone and they get healed.
Yep. It cauterizes wounds. It cauterizes wounds.
How did you get your hands on that?
I don't know how stupid you think this robot is.
Wait, I want to find out, because you are supposed to follow orders.
I follow orders, but I guess logistically I could try and do medical activities with this, but this for sure is just a laser gun.
But it does cauterize injuries, so you might shoot to a wound.
Don't worry, Robot. Before I go, I just need you to know, I've double-checked the scavs paperwork before I'm setting out.
They're not insured.
They have all signed up for the euthanasia procedure. I'm relying on you to administer it with that rifle. Good luck.
Next second mental note, definitely do not listen to this man. Is not qualified to give orders.
It's not qualified to do anything. No, you can't mark that down on my record. I'm dead in your records.
Wasn't worth... Do not follow
you know,
orders.
that's a good point. I don't have to obey orders from someone who's dead, and in my records you are legally dead.
Oh, this is gonna come back to bite me. Anyway,
Yes,
right.
Oh god, you're gonna need to be healed, and he's gonna say you're already dead.
Yep.
It's all gonna be fine. All right. I'll leave that in your capable hands. And
capable.
I'm gonna go fast.
I'm imagining like a Sonic run now.
I'm imagining what's his name.
I am the fastest being on the planet.
You know that scene in one of the X-Men movies where Quicksilver like goes in and saves all the people? I'm imagining that.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, when you hit a building.
Oh, this is not going to go well.
It's going to go horribly, but I'm looking forward to it. So you've got your backup prepped already, right?
Yeah, let me just start Gen.
You think you can have a character come in halfway through a fight because your previous one died so early?
I guess. I'm trying to think, like, what's the best way to make you... How is rolling for this going to work?
So, I could see you rolling it as sort of like a chase, you know, like the chase track scenes, but with potentially I'm rolling like notice and shooting, and possibly running to like move along the track and get to each of them, and like you having like a mental timer or a noted timer of like when each one's supposed to go off. Alternatively, I could see you just doing a few opposed rolls of like me trying to notice them and then me trying to shoot them and seeing how many of them
assuming that they're on a
notice me and
timer and not just remote.
Well, if they're remote, then you've still got like you know what will set them off.
Thing, so I can double check it, how would adapt it.
If I recall, you had like a track of a certain number of steps, and
there was, yeah, there was like an initiative tracker essentially.
Wait,
yeah,
wait, hang on. I think I might have found something that would work.
113 apparently.
Wait, is it just you attempting this?
just me.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
I'm not running around with them.
No,
I've just been told by Bane that I need to give medical attention to the scabs, so we can all see how this is going.
It specifically says with the gun, though.
Okay.
Even if you just beat them unconscious with the gun.
Just before this goes horribly wrong, I just need to make a note that maybe this should be the last time I take the
arrogant trait or something.
arrogant trait. Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you proved why people shouldn't.
Trait?
He's got arrogant as his name.
I've got the I can take on the challenge and I have no self-doubt.
So,
Right.
we are going to run this as a dramatic task.
Oh my
Good.
god. That's
no.
a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the way
Forgot
dramatic
about
tasks work is you make skill rolls to accumulate task tokens, and you need to get enough of them to resolve the event before the time runs out.
That is fucking cool.
Given what you're attempting and that it's just you, I'm setting this as complex. You need to collect 8 tokens in 5 rounds.
Good luck.
Okay, that's fine.
It's possible. Just average 2 a round, you'll do it in 4.
And obviously, special things can happen depending on what your action card is.
Just jokers. Just draw jokers and nothing else.
Alright,
I have a question.
I'm ready.
I have a thought, by the way. You know that Testbed's ability is if he can be seen, he can give information. We need to get a heads-up display for every party member so they can always see him.
Okay. So, I think what we'll do is, because you're not planning on sneaking,
Yep.
this will probably be a mix of notice checks to find them, look to see if there's anybody there who can catch you, and then potentially...
Athletics or running?
I think
I'll assume you've got the pace to just get around, like the movement's not going to be one of the bigger issues, it's going to be finding...
Oh, yeah.
finding the devices, and getting lucky enough not to get caught, as well as managing to shoot, like, break them.
Yeah.
So, right, hang on. 1. Where the hell's my thing grey?
Ugh, grey.
You should probably see a doctor about that.
There it is. 1. Round 1.
Yep. Give me a skill.
Here's initiative.
Ace is high.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Let me double.
How many? Roll.
Oh,
How
you
many?
need to. You
I'm
need to
double
check if
checking.
aces do anything.
Yeah.
Swear all the enemies draw both jokers and every ace faster than you. They draw their ace of hearts and the ace of spades.
This is where I jump down with my gun, trying to get to the first one, and
Right.
just land on the shoulders
I
of
will
the
say
stab leader.
that for the first one, you're just rolling flat notice to see if you can find one. You might get bonuses as you figure out what you're looking for and as you keep going, but just flat notice.
That's it.
Alright.
That's a good start.
I'm gonna Benny that. I'm gonna Benny that.
Up, here we go again.
So that was 2 Bennies.
That was 2 bennies on roll 1.
This is Tom we're talking about. That's about on par.
Yeah,
with him.
that's better than the 3 Bennies I had to use on 1 roll last time.
Yeah, you haven't been shot yet.
Yeah, he needs 1 shot.
Yeah, he only needs 1, and he's just dead. Dan rolls 59 damage on a pistol. Fires a standard 9mm pistol. It disintegrates his entire upper body. I like that the chillest music ever is currently playing on the audio I have.
It's because this is gonna go perfectly.
Okay, so you managed to find one, so that gives you 1 token.
Yep.
You I can't see how many how many actions you get in a thing.
Well, obviously, normally there's supposed to be multiple people doing them.
It does have a thing for like single person tasks.
Oh.
Like single person tasks, I'm using the one for complex, which is the hardest difficulty, but you're not doing an easy thing.
You are right, I am not.
Like this is sort of the equivalent of defusing a bomb with multiple booby traps inside a protective case.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is a foolproof plan.
Foolhardy, maybe.
Project tasks. My relevant checks to get it.
Just trying to... There's not much to them in here. I'm just trying to see how many things you have in them. I guess it does.
It probably uses the same like multi-action.
Yeah.
It just works as a turn.
Yeah, I was about to go
assume
the
so.
same. Yeah, I was about to go the same thing. Yeah, it looks like it's just assuming that you're using the standard turn taking.
Yeah, so
rules.
I could probably take multi-actions if I need to, but...
But if you're just spending your first turn finding one, knowing that your notice isn't super high.
Yeah.
I will make you roll luck to see whether you caught. Which I think is just... Is it straight spirit for luck? I can't remember.
Probably? can't. Ah, dumb luck. Oh no, that's a special roll. I can't see anything about rolling luck.
It might just be the standard luck thing, it's just like a 50-50, or whatever the odds are on a dice.
I mean, I'd be happy if you want to rule it as, like, spirit.
I think most of the luck stuff is based on, like, bennies. Like, more bennies make you more lucky.
Yeah.
We could do it
I can roll spirit if you want, since that was what you initially went with.
It'd either be spirit, or you could like draw a card and like predict like suit or something, or like black or red or something like that.
Roll a d6 odds or evens.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Guys, I think we should do spirit.
You've got a good spirit, don't you?
What's your weakest skill, Tom?
Yes.
Strength, isn't it?
I mean, I guess the other option would just be to say, roll stealth. You're not trying to be stealthy, but...
How passively stealthy are you?
We could always do athletics for avoiding them, just because I am just like my method of avoidance is go fast and like, moving through the terrain.
I've got an idea.
Oh.
I will take. I'll take their like the average notice of Scav, and we'll see if they succeed on the notice as your thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wait, no, see, it's hidden that. It's fine.
What?
No, it's fine. I know what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess. So yeah, you've got one success. We'd be moving on to turn 2.
Yep.
Obviously, if you want to be doing more than one thing at 10, you do need to declare it at the start. And I need to recall. Yeah.
Another ace.
Ooh yeah.
The lowest ace, but
That
still
is
an
a club.
ace. Yeah.
Am I good to stop turn?
Not yet,
Okay.
because your card is a club.
Oh.
If the character action card is a club, something's gone wrong.
Uh-oh.
Ah!
Attempts to resolve the task or support it are made an additional -2.
Does he get a +2 because he said to give him bonus because he knows what he's looking for now?
Oh. So he's found it. He now, like, as he's in the room, one of the scavs walks in and sees him.
Goodbye, Tom.
So, I'll say that obviously you get to deal with it. Tell you what, you make your tests at -2, and we'll assume you you intend shooting them before they can set the. Actually, yeah, I'll say you make your test this turn at -2. So one thing I would say, if a roll is failed during a complication, the dramatic task fails.
Ah.
Right.
So you said I could take the -2.
You may choose not to attempt a roll on the turn you have a complication, but it costs you time.
Yes.
Not time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 3
I'll say
turns
you
left
can
after this.
accept the -2s, and we assume that you manage to take out. Assuming that you pass all your rolls this turn, we'll assume you manage to take him out before he
Raise
alerts
those.
anybody at the end of your turn. Obviously, if you make a failure, then you fail the dramatic task.
Was there an alternative to accepting the -2s?
You can choose not to do anything, lose this
Oh,
turn,
right.
and just you shoot him at the end of your turn.
Okay. Well, is shooting the device going to count as one of my successes tokens.
Yes, shooting the device will count as a thing.
In that case, I will just shoot
But
the
obviously,
device this turn.
You're just making the one.
You might have to make up for it later, but it's probably not a good idea to start stacking multiple -2s.
Yeah, I don't want to put more multiple -2s on this right now.
He's only got 2 bennies left.
Fuck's sake.
That's why.
No, I have 1 Benny left, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
0 bennies left?
Yes.
0 Bennies left.
That's being addicted in this game now.
Yay! Thank fuck.
Yeah.
Considering that's a D10.
Yeah.
So you've run in, found this thing as you've lifted your gun. Somebody's walked in, so you more or less very quickly just shot it. Like you've shot a hole into it, damaged the emitter inside, and then turned and shot the scav in the face.
In true me style, it was probably just full auto burst from one device to the scav.
You just like there's 2 or 3 bullets that just hit into the air as you just kept the trigger down.
Yeah, just swing
Recall.
it. Sorry.
So recall.
Okay.
And
Get a Joker, please. Please get a Joker. The Queen? That's alright.
alright, you currently you're on 10-3, and you have 2.
You need...
That's done. You're going to need to pick up the pace.
Yeah, so I'm going to be looking for another one as we go.
Yep. I'll say you get to make this one with a +1 because you know you've got an idea what you're looking for now.
Okay.
Thank
find
God!
Sorry, Dan?
You do find one.
Find another. Fantastic. I'm going to be starting to take multi-actions, I think, next turn, but we are here.
You need to get 5 in 2
Turn
turns.
3, we've got 3 tokens.
I say, I know this isn't easy, but
This was a ballsy plan. I'm hoping you'll give me at least some credit for partial.
Okay.
Spades?
Spades is good, usually, right?
Is there anything for spades?
no.
Damn it.
Okay.
There's no positives for being spades, unfortunately.
Alright, I assume I'm going to have to make a shooting roll here and also make a notice roll.
Yes. Obviously, you've been making this next notice roll at +2. I'm happy to give you bonuses as you go along, for notice at least. Because you're learning what they look like, where they would be hidden more and more.
Daka.
Right?
Oh.
Right, yeah, full auto.
Just full autoing it, like, as I go.
Yep, you do. You manage to break it.
Notice.
So it's
From-
flat
from-
roll?
Yeah, flat notice. Obviously, you still get your wound penalty
Yep.
because it takes off -2.
God damn it.
But you don't manage to find another one. You are, however, on 3 things.
Alright, I just need, like, a bunch of razors on this fight.
Yeah, you need to get like 5 razors and take a bunch of multi-actions.
Hearts?
On.
Hearts, I don't imagine it's anything special. Since spades is the best and clubs is the worst, I can't imagine hearts being anything good.
Yeah, so start on the 4th turn.
Right, am I up to +3 notice on this, or am I still?
You're still on +2, but you've not found anything yet.
And then minus for multi-action potential?
Yeah.
Oh,
With
with
a
a raise.
That is a raise.
You find a room with 2 of them. On adjacent walls. And I will count a raise as an additional token for your success.
Nice.
Perfect. So there's 2 of them.
Mhm.
I think I roll this, then assign. So, right, fire 3. Do I really want to full auto this?
Yes.
Probably.
So you're at -2 for your thing. For your turn. Obviously, you didn't know you were going to find an extra one, so you didn't say you were taking 3
That's what
actions.
full auto's for.
Damn it.
You managed to break one of them.
Yes, I do. How many tokens short am I right now? And would you consider
4.
partial completion?
4.
You are 2 tokens short.
And would you consider partial completion?
This is the type of task where you get sort of degrees of success.
Oh, cool.
You're never going to be able to take them all out, but I'm thinking on a full success, you manage to free up like a couple buildings next to each other, so you have a safe exit.
Yeah. This is the final turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have a lot of movement down. And I'm all out of actions. And I'm all out of bennies.
Clubs.
And you've got a problem!
Oh, and I've got a comp problem. Okay.
Shit.
Yeah. I'll say your complication.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know whether it's because of like the way you were fighting yesterday, whether there's some like smoke residue on the panels on your gun, but
Yep.
it's shooting weaker than it should.
Okay.
You're not
There's
sure.
many jokes I
like,
could say of that.
you're not quite sure you've got the juice. It's shooting less powerfully, so it might not cut through the shell on the outside to get to the important bits as easy.
I need 2 tokens this turn.
Mhm.
Good.
Fine, you don't need to shoot it, you just need to turn it around and turn it on.
Yeah, so this was something I was about to ask on the previous turn. Would you allow me to take one out, presumably at great risk, without using an action, if I just grab the thing as I run... Like, if I just basically smack the thing as I run past? Just hope it doesn't catch me in whatever beam it fires off. Hopefully in a safe-ish direction.
Hopefully the giant laser cutter goes the other way.
Actually, I need to multi-action this anyway. I'll save the answer to that question down while you think about it for the final one if I find it. Since I'll need a notice for that anyway, since I need to do that. So I guess I've got a multi-action this turn because I need 2 things and I've only got 1 in front of me. So I've got that. Got the...
I'll admit, I was expecting you to get more razors throughout this.
Yeah,
Me too.
he's rolled
And
1!
less clubs.
Huh?
I get some good hits in with the gun. That's technically 3 successes on this shot, even with the modifiers. Do I hit one through a wall? In spite of my anxiety about
It bounces off like 3 mirrors and...
I think there is an advantage to taking, doing rate of fire, and obviously, even at -3 gives you 3 chances to success.
Yeah.
On this.
Yes. Obviously, there's the downside to it.
-3
Yeah.
at the moment.
So,
And being torn 3 times is a massive failure.
you have 1 more success to find somewhere.
Oh, but I got 3 successes there.
As I say, I don't think I can, because obviously that's just giving you more chances to succeed. Even at -3 for rate of fire.
Alright. I need the will of the party with me on the last roll.
I believe in you. I shouldn't, but I do.
I don't, for good reason.
Yes! There we go!
Right.
Awfully
Without
enough.
giving you your last successes, I'll say you managed. So, obviously, you've not cleared out the whole thing, but you've beelined for one of the exit roads, and you've swept the buildings on either side.
Yep.
And at this point, you've looked around. You've not found any scavs left inside, other than the one that you shot. And you've not found any more things. You think you've got them all.
Alright, I'm gonna book it back to the party. Job well done.
Somehow.
Somebody's legally dead.
Hey, he lived! You can take him off the legally dead list.
Unfortunately, this list cannot be updated once you are legally dead.
Alright, fellas, right.
Put in a new entry for him.
We've got buildings just over there, nothing to worry about. All the devices are gone, as are the scavs. Right firefighting there it was.
But you got rid of the scavs as well?
Oh yeah, well the ones in that building.
How many were there?
Just must have been dozens.
Nice.
You are amazing.
I know, I've been telling you this, it just works.
I get you autograph.
Maybe when we get out of this one.
There's a shit-eating grin on my character's face, but no one can see it because of the helmet. But it is there.
But yeah, swept through, cleared the devices. We might want to get those researchers, load up what they have and just move off for a minute while these scavs are pushing in.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna shout. Gonna go testbed, grab all the civvies and let's get the hell out of here.
I guess I'll go do that.
I'm gonna remain on sentry duty essentially in case anything tries
I'll
to
go
come
tell
up
people it's
immediately.
time to move out, and they'll just... It'll be great, I'll go down, I'll tell them they need to come with us, they'll scoff at me in disgust.
And then they'll die horribly.
You go down. Did you look at you? We just got here. It'll take another day or two to load all this stuff, at least.
Understood, I shall go inform... I don't even know what
I'm
name
gonna
it
be
is.
yelling
Issue
for-
about planning.
I'm just gonna be yelling through the doors. Caravan leader fella, look, we got a small army of scavs coming in. We've cleared an escape route. I'm not sure that you'll be able to have another day here alive if you don't start running now.
Fine. Gives us a sharp whistle and goes, "Just right. We need to move out. It's not safe to be loading up at the moment."
Yeah, grab anything you can
Right.
fit in your backpack and then let's move.
Apparently we've got scabs in the area.
Yeah, and a load of them. They were about to blow up a pile of buildings. Don't worry, cleared you out. Go that way. Be safe. You've got a clear run.
Stick
We're
with,
gonna hang
like,
back here for a while
yeah.
and work as the rear guard.
We'll hold the room.
just literally just stick what you've got on the caravans and move.
Alright, Death Squad. Everyone get into some cover, get yourself hidden, and when those guys come in, let's give them some hell.
That sounds like a plan.
Why are they attacking us?
They're going
Because
to.
they want this building, right? Don't we want what's in this building?
We've also got to clear out we've got to keep as much time as possible for the researchers to get out of there.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the question then. So that you're saying they want this building,
Clearly.
and if they want this building, what's our best plan? Is don't give them the building. And how do we not give them the building? By using one of their laser cannons to blow the building up.
But then we don't get what's in the building either.
Oh, we've
Actu-
looted some of it.
Actually,
we barely scratched the surface. What I'm thinking
here's
is,
the thing.
that building that just cleared out, we park ourselves in there for a short while, hide in, wait till the bandits come in, they'll all rush into the building, and then we can hose them down while they're trapped in things like the basement.
I do like that, but I do
You
also...
say trapped in the basement. How are they being trapped in the basement?
Well, we'll just laser the building until they are all dead.
One thing I've just realised, one thing that sounds like a pretty good idea. They all rush in to the building. We blow the building, leave them all trapped in there, wait a couple weeks, and then come back and loot it.
That actually, surprisingly, like that plan.
Let us assume
well,
there's only one entrance and exit for us to blow.
Oh, no, I'm not meaning blow up one entrance and exit. Blow up the top half of the building.
Let's finish discussing the plan in that building.
Yep.
That we cleared out.
Well, because you say blow up the building. I have explosive weapon, and I can make explosives, so we could just trap the building to all hell.
Yeah.
I like your moxie. I'll go up on the second floor and I'll hold off them getting inside as long as I can. You make sure that when they do get inside, they regret it.
Yeah, so what I'll do is thinking of like trip mines, maybe like bury them underneath rugs and carpets, and any floorboards that are still about. Maybe not floorboards, they may not feel it. Actually, yeah, loose floorboards, that'll work.
Yeah, like a loose tile would definitely do it.
Also, while I think about it, big guy, quick swap. This cell you gave me last night is dud.
Oh, here you go.
There we go. I'll reload.
Yeah. I will mark off one more solar battery.
Well, you can recharge that one. It was just it wasn't working right with my gun.
So first of all,
it was just a mix of like the panels just covered in smoke residue that hadn't been cleaned off properly, so it was taking in power but not quickly enough to account for its usage.
Yeah, I look at it, give it like a quick wipe, and then back stow it. Essentially,
sorry, what were you saying, Austin?
So while Tom was off being diehard, did I have time to fix the gun?
I'll say no, just because those batteries are fucked. Like, they don't work properly for the condition at the minute, and you would need to sit there for like a couple hours to take all, pull all circuits out and go through, fix all the solder and stuff on them one at a time.
Okay. So,
quick thought, MacGyver. You said your batteries are the issue, right?
well, with this gun, it's not so much the batteries; it's more of the how it works. It doesn't by firing the electronics.
Yeah, but if you're draining like 3 batteries real fast, what if you just take like all the big guy's spare batteries that he's got and just use all of them as less effective, but maybe just as effective?
Could that possibly work, GM?
You could give it a go. It wouldn't be anywhere near as effective because part of the reason this does what it does is that the batteries have been essentially jailbroken to get rid of the safeties so that they transfer their energy faster than they should, which is what makes the batteries break.
Okay, let's use that as a last resort option then. So what I'll do while we're scouting the rest of the building is I'll repeatedly make MacGyver actions to create tripwire explosives. How do you want me? Do you want me to roll like 6 odd MacGyvers, or do you just want one big one?
I'd say make 6 because.
Okay, so do any modifiers to any of these rolls? What were you going to say, Tom?
I was going to say I'd like to give you an assist if I can, either by using my running as a kind of like I can quickly run back and forth and grab the bits you need, or just like giving you, making sure you're doing all right, like grabbing you the water, like sort of being there for you.
Being the coach. coach.
Yeah, like making sure that you're like on track, focused, quickly popping in with the bits you need, getting you the water just before you need it.
Does that turn into a modifier, Dan?
I get to roll the check.
Notice?
He's got a skill for it.
Oh, right. Oh, sorry, that was Gahir's Notice. Before.
Yeah, Gahir's got a
I
skill
will-
for it, so...
Yeah, I'm mostly
No,
just seeing if he wants me to roll running or persuasion as my supporting action.
Let me double check.
It can be either.
You describe using a skill that helps an ally. So
Yes.
What is it you're doing?
Like I said, I'm sort of grabbing him anything he needs quickly. I'm like making sure he can stay on track, on focus, being like, look, we know you can do it. You can.
You got this!
You tell him he's got it, giving him any quick suggestions that I can, like what equipment we've got to hand, what bits I can find. Sort of as much knowledge as I can impart on him without actually knowing what I'm doing, but actually like
If
being
you
there
are
for him
being
like that.
his rubber duck while he does this, I will say you can use your persuasion. If you're out there like running to try and get stuff and find his bits, I'd say that would be athletics.
Okay. I will be
need
his
the
rubber
big
duck. I will be his rubber duck.
You've passed!
Yes. Right. I'll see you get +1.
Okay, and well, I suggested 6. How many can I make in the time we have? If I'm just constantly at this. What? I know in theory it takes me 1 round to make this, but I imagine
What
It
skill
didn't quite
does your
work.
MacGyver use?
repair,
What attribute does that link to?
Intelligence.
smarts,
What's your smarts? Your smarts is
D12 plus 1.
He's got as good smarts as I've got fighting.
I'd say then yes. I'll say 6. You get 1 for each stage, but like for each stage above like the basic D4 like -2. So you get D4 is 1, 6 would be 2, D8 would be 3, 10 would be 4, 12 would be 5, and then your +1 gets you an extra 1.
Okay,
Actually, his 6.
so that was a random number then. So I'll just keep I'll roll all these one after the other
Got
and then work out what
raise.
they mean.
Got a raise. Got a raise. Got
2
2
raises.
raises. Got
1,
a
2,
raise.
3, 4,
I got 5.
one more. Isn't it?
And a raise.
Is that all raises apart from 1?
All but 1
Yep.
was at least 1 raise. 1 was 2 raises.
Okay, so for
Got
the
some big
sake
fucking
of my
bombs.
plan, is
Do you have a high
So-
damage one?
for the sake of practicality, I'll post the damage in the chat. And my plan is to like down corridors or down doorways, mostly one down the doorway to the attic or the stairs to the attic. Like as they push doors, as they move through corners, that's where I lay the traps. They're hidden as best as I can.
Like doorbuster kind of style things.
I guess.
So I'll
Talking.
say your single raises. You end up with an improvised explosive, like similar to a bouncing Betty, that would do 2d6.
Damn.
I'll post in the chat what the MacGyver damage is, but I'll take 2d6.
Hang on. So where's...
Yeah, to be fair, I think it might make sense that they do 2d6. Bear in mind they're in a narrow corridor.
Yeah, they
Like,
got a slight
increasing the
boost.
damage, considering you can't have a large template in chunky salsa territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's 2d6 in medium or 2d4 in large, and wait, that should be 2d6 in medium is what I
I was
wanted
about to
anyway.
say, you didn't put the medium in.
I wanted the medium, not the large. There we go. I'll fix that. Yeah, so the raised ones do 2d6 in the medium by default, and the normal one does 2d4 in the small by default. So
What's-
feel free to adjust that.
What's the double raise?
It doesn't say in the book, but so far I've been going off it doesn't do anything, though I'll ask whether it adds another die to the damage.
Just more boom.
More boom.
Or was it just
Not
one
once,
double razor got?
twice.
Yeah, there was only 112.
Ah.
You
But
got
this
10
raises the
in it.
question, if I ever get like an insane like 27 of MacGyver explosive, what the hell gets produced?
You make a mini nuke. You actually find some plutonium somewhere.
So, yeah, your raised explosive is 2d6 in a
Yeah.
medium blast template.
Yep, and do we need to make separate rolls to hide them and tripwire them so they can't be seen?
I don't know what that would be.
I'll
Survival?
say no, and it will likely be a case of after they bump into the first one, they're going to be a lot more careful.
I will put the big one.
But your double raise, you have a flash of inspiration, and you would be using one of your solar batteries for this.
That's fine.
You essentially make this like the solar equivalent of a claymore. Rather than shooting like steel ball bearings out, it's got several like small like solar lasers on it. Like it gets stripped and it just aims up slightly, so it's aiming for about chest height, and in a 60-degree arc, it just does a fan of lasers, one shot.
Oh, it's the Halo scatter cannon in the Claymore, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, it drains the
Scattershot.
battery not because it's got the safety mission, but because it's powering like however many shots at once.
And I would say for some of the explosives, I'm making use of the chemicals found in this uni building.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
So like chemical explosives instead of...
War crimes!
Yeah, like I'd say, I imagine you get a bunch of bouncing Betty style ones.
Some hydrochloric
For the
acid in a bomb.
no, for the poetic irony of getting them with nail bombs.
Oh yeah!
You essentially make a nail bomb that pneumatically launches itself up into the air before it detonates.
Beautiful.
And now I just need to do like the Saw style of like having a little videotape when they walk in and trap them in the
You
building.
need a puppet.
I assume like you're gonna tell us where they all are.
I imagine he's going to wait until everybody's out and then stick them up.
I
So
will
you-
tell where they are to everyone.
Yeah.
Make sure that we don't accidentally walk into them of how tempting it is.
And just have Tom die again.
Well, I was gonna say I was intending to potentially stay up on the second floor until they've pushed into the building, and then to jump out of the second floor down to the ground floor, so that I can fire lasers into the corridor behind them to push them into the building further.
Sounds like a great plan. I can add to that as well, is that in the first explosive, I'll set up in such a way where it locks the entrance up, if possible.
At least cut some of them off, essentially. So.
So that pushes them into the building rather than out.
So when they step past it, it explodes rather than
Yeah.
as they reach it.
Can we
So
set
may
up-
not be blocking the doorway, but pushing them forwards, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So as you finish up with this, the caravan crew get the bits that they had on them loaded up. They get caravans lifted, ready to pull, and they both say, "We run with these. We don't stop until we're until we're safely out the way."
Yeah.
Hidden.
Don't worry, we're gonna hang back and delay them. We'll catch up with you guys if it becomes safe.
Yep.
If it doesn't become safe, well, we'll see you back in town, maybe.
I assume you sort of gesture which was the safe.
We did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was telling them where
So,
isn't
yeah.
going to suddenly
That
explode.
path isn't gonna blow up.
So yeah, your 5 caravan with crew and some of the loot on the back. They start making their way down there. As they get closer, they start to pick up the pace. As they're all like at the midpoint between those two buildings, there is a loud rumble as the others start to collapse.
It's good to be appreciated.
You did a good job.
Like, the goal for them was get these set up, and then whichever exit you take, they can just collapse them all, like ruin the caravans, get some injuries, go steal your loot and
Yeah.
loot the place for themselves. Yeah, so that happens. in the ensuing dust that's kicked up, which I will say that we are in a dust storm
Yeah.
for now. Like, essentially man-made, but we are in a dust storm for now.
It just
So
lasts
it all
shorter, I imagine.
I'm, I guess, proning up in the kind of back of one of the rooms on the second floor.
Yeah. Yeah, so that happens, and anybody who's looking outside can see just out of the woodwork of like various buildings, piles of rubble and stuff, just all about the place. There are about 50 just different scavs just clamber out, like run over to check if they caught them, and when they realise that they haven't and your caravan's got away through the gap, obviously they were expecting to get there and they'd be trapped in by the rubble and stuff like that. They sort of turn and collectively start just have a sort of bugger moment as they start making the way over to the building, and they are met in the courtyard outside by a truly enormous man carrying some, you can't tell what it is from here, but some form of large weapon, giving sort of a congratulatory sort of slap on the back. Just one big meaty hand like hitting two scavs on like the shoulders. So one on the outside shoulder, one on the inside shoulder, as I stood next to him. Who, if you're paying attention, Tom, and you can see, you would recognise one of them as the guy who nail bombed you.
Vengeance will be sweet.
Is this big guy built on the same lines as Jax by any chance? Like real big fucker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we may end up calling it there and calling it a little bit early, just because that feels like a good spot to call it and be ready to set that up for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big ambush-based combat.
Will we finally get testbed to murder people actively?
You can certainly try.
Testbed, I created all these healing potions. All you have to do is throw them at them.
It's fine. You get to hide Testbed in one of like the rooms at the start, and as people come in, he just comes out with his shield and pushes them into the explosives.
Testbed will do what we tell him, right?
Not you, you're legally
I
dead.
was gonna say, calling it a little early in part
Yeah.
because obviously Bane's thing is being unstable, and in part because that feels like the appropriate place to end it rather than trying to push into this.
Yeah, this seems like a big encounter.
Yeah. Look, Testbed, one way or another we're going to break your programming, either by us encouraging you to break your programming, or you snapping and not wanting to listen to us anymore.
Yeah, one of the two. We'll break
Fine,
you.
you're legally dead. I don't have to listen to you.
Yeah, but then we just need to get you to the point where you declare all of humanity legally dead. At which point, you're in a nice, safe spot to start
Are you
actually...
trying to
doing
create
things.
Skynet?
No, we're trying to
The
create
issue
Doctor from
is
Star Wars
if I
again.
legally declare all of humanity dead, do you know what Testbed will do? Stand there in silence, doing nothing until he dies.
Till the sun explodes.
So help me, I'll clean those solar panels. You'll never die.
I have to say, Tom, I am surprised you succeeded all the way through on your dramatic task.
I'm
Me
amazed.
too, honestly.
That last huge couple of raises on that last roll really fucking helped.
It wasn't that. It was the raise on his notice roll where he found two in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's significantly part of the reason why, because obviously my shooting is significantly better than my notice.
Yeah, you were trying to take your notice with no extra things, and you're shooting like at minuses if you could.
Yeah. With full auto if I can.
Yeah, I think it was great to rule it as you don't get an extra token for each additional success on full auto because it's giving you more chances at success.
Yeah.
I'll agree that was the case there, however, only because I then managed to succeed on the final check.
You'd have been salty if I'd said no and you'd failed.
Exactly. Clearly, I
just
agree with you
figured
because it worked. As
I
opposed
just
to...
figured you are hitting it more than once, but you're not managing to break it more than once, so you're only getting 1 token out of it.
And I'm glad that it'll work out in the end. Don't worry, guys. So far worked out,
It did.
despite my rolls.
Well, now we'll just believe even more in the future. Oh, you can do this.
I don't
Sure.
believe him at all.
You don't
But I
think he's alive.
succeeded, test bed.
I also don't think he's alive. I think he speaks, and I just deafen it.
You just you don't
It's just
consider it.
nothing.
It's just background noise now.
Yeah.
I've also just
This-
realised the main reason why we should definitely call it there. Tom's
Right.
out of bennies.
True.
Yeah.
So, how does it feel to be going into a combat where you're not the ones getting ambushed for once?
It feels weird. I don't understand.
Look, we're not going to have the drop for very long, but we should make full use of it while we have it.
Yep, we don't have the drop for very long, so I'm gonna drop on 2 people. He'll kill them outright.
No, clearly, priority target number 1 is big man with big gun, because it's probably the only thing that can hurt you.
Yeah, was it a gun, by the way, or was it a melee weapon? You said it was large. You didn't say if we could identify if it was.
I don't know where about your position to know how good of a view you'd have.
Yeah, and it is a dust storm, so it's just some big thing.
Big object.
He's going to come forwards, it's going to just be like a plasma cannon.
It'd be like a fucking railgun. It's an anti-tank rifle, one of the few things that works on me.
Boom. How are they going to clear the traps out of the hallway? That's easy. They're going to blow up every hallway.
That's good. Look, I baby trapped the whole building so it falls.
I love the concept that we just went, you know what? We don't have to be moral people. Let's just trap all of these bandits in this building, wait for them to starve to death, and then come back.
At least mine was just, I'm going to just push into the building and kill them with full auto firepower.
Yeah,
I mean, legally speaking, Geneva's been dead for a long time.
yeah, I just realised, wait a minute. I'm ruthless. Yes, I'm fine with this.
I can think about it. We're just dicks, and that's good.
Yeah, we're assholes who get paid. It's great.
Yeah.
This is
I mean,
this is almost as funny as the Carry On Guardsman campaign.
I mean, I am not okay with wonton murder, but I also don't have rights to tell you otherwise.
No. You just have to realise we're teaching you that it's not wanton murder. They're scavs. It's part of their job description. Cannon fodder.
No,
Yeah.
see, because scabs don't have jobs, they don't contribute towards society.
They do. Practice.
They're in the same branch as homeless people.
Wow. I'm gonna end the stream now.
Wow.
And I thought he was the most
Oh,
sensible
no.
one of the party.
I mean, you say that, but you don't know his opinion on homeless people.
Yeah.
What is his
Well,
opinion
you know,
on
it
homeless
could be
people?
like, the nomadic peoples are a great and powerful race.
So
His
thank
opinion
you.
on homeless people is they have more rights than he does.
They do, actually. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Apologies that I'm gonna probably upload this in 2 parts because I'm pretty sure that the internet cutting out halfway crashed it and it didn't save. So thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic evening. I'll be back on tomorrow. See you guys around. Good night.